guys, welcome to another episode with me. My name is Beatrice Chow. Karibuni tena. If you have not liked or subscribed on our channel, I really this is the time. Like it's free, guys. I don't even know why you're not subscribed yet. So just hit the subscribe button. So this episode we're going to be talking about warfare against our purpose or our assignments. And this is huge, guys. Like this is huge because just me looking back at my life and the things that have happened and how they have happened, like I know there was something. Like I can't really put a hand on it like where it happened, but I just know that um things are happening. And so we're going to be talking about that. And let's just get into context that Satan is here to steal, kill, and destroy. Like that's the context of this video. So we are going to look at people or patriarchs in the Bible that the assignments were kinda hindered, but they fought so that they can um execute the assignment, so execute their purposes on this world. So we are going to start with Elijah, and I'm going to read First Kings chapter 19, verse 2 to 4. And the context is, Elijah, after killing the Baal prophets, after the Baal context, Jezebel swore to like kill Elijah because of what he did. And so we were told that Elijah feared. Like this is a man of God that prayed and the rain came. Like his relationship with God was so strong. So even like when I was just thinking about this, I could not understand how Elijah feared just the word of Jezebel. And that goes to show like how words are very powerful. So like and I've realized if we look at maybe some of the people that we're going to talk about, fear is something that Satan uses very oftenly, especially through like words and women. Like we know that women are mostly used to to lead you astray. We can see from the story of Solomon, we can see from Potiphar's wife. So I know for sure that fear and women are something that one of the devil's tools that Satan uses to execute his plans, and it is to steal, kill, and destroy. And so, guys, by the way, if you are not like there's this channel called Life is Spiritual. So if you're not hooked up on that channel, I really just go give it a look, guys. So we start with Elijah. I'm going to read from Elijah 2 and verse 4. Elijah chapter 19, verse 2 and verse 4. So we shall read, when Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah saying, so may the gods do to me and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by this time tomorrow. And we see in verse 3 it says, then he was afraid. So Elijah was fearful of what Jezebel said. It's not even like she did something, it's what she said, guys. And this man is a man who had prayed and rain came. This is a man who had prayed and there was famine for years in that land. So for him to fear, and we see him going on, and he says, I think this is how his power kind of died off or derailed. And this is what Elijah said in verse 4. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I'm no better than my fathers. Like, for you to say that you're no better than your fathers, you've already compromised yourself. Um, I don't know if you need to go read the story of Elijah to get all of this, because this is a man who had done miracles, who had done stuff with the Lord. So for him to just discount himself and to say that I'm not better than my fathers, that's just him giving his power away. So this is one of the tools that Satan uses to steal our assignment from us. And we see after this Baal context, it was not short after that Elijah went up with the chariot. Like we know that Elijah didn't die. So that's when he gave his power to Elisha and he went up. But I believe if maybe it were not for this incident, if it were not for him to give in to the fear that Jezebel spoke about, maybe there was something, maybe there was still something that he could have done to continue doing the purposes that God had God had instilled in him. So we are going to be talking about the second person, which is Joseph. We know Joseph had a dream, and then excuse me, guys. Joseph had a dream, and then he told the dream to his brothers, and his brothers were like, um they started, it's not even fear, but they started looking at Joseph in a certain way. And so they tried to kill him, but they sold him. And so we see Joseph also being tempted by Potiphar's wife and being thrown into prison. Like Satan is like Satan like look, the thing is when the devil knows that you know that you're great, he's going to try to put you down, or he's going to try to make you feel like you're not that great, like you're not that skilled. So like Joseph being beaten down by his brothers. Imagine your brothers taking you to a point where they want to kill you, and then selling you, and then there is Potiphar's wife throwing him into prison. Like if you told me, I'd be like, God, I'm done. I'm not even worth it. So that's what the devil will try to do to you. So but Joseph was like, I'm still going to do this. And we see Joseph rose to a point where there was famine in the land, and he helped his brothers out, and he became um a really noble person in the society and in the king's palace as well. So we're going to be talking about Paul, and Paul's story is very like intriguing to say that it is. So we're going to read from sorry guys, we're going to read from Acts chapter 23, and we see there are men. Imagine there's someone out there like taking an oath for your life and saying like, let's give an example with me. Taking an oath and saying like, I will not eat until Chow has maybe quitted spreading the gospel. Like I vow that I'm taking an oath that I shall not eat until Chow has quitted spreading the gospel. Like that's how serious the spiritual warfare is, and that's how serious like life is. I feel sometimes we take life as something that just happens, and there's attacks like in every area of our life. Like people are sick. They think they're sick, but it's an attack on their health. And so we take all these medications, and I read somewhere that these attacks or these spiritual attacks happen because Satan knows our lineage, like he knows our generational like lineage. Your grandma did this, your grandpa did this. So sorry guys, sorry, he's going to use your he's going to use whatever that killed your grandma, or whatever that brought your grandma down, because blood still runs deep in your family, and we know that blood is thicker. So he's going to use whatever brought your grandma down to bring it down to you. So if your grandma died because of, let's say, blood pressure, so you're going the chance there's a high chance that Satan is going to try to bring you down through high blood pressure if you have not like come to the realization that this is Satan trying to use tools against you and your family. So we need to be very like careful, and if we go down to our lineage and just like do a rain check of what happened and how it went down from our ancestors to our grandmas to whatever happened, like we'll see it's very clear, guys. Like I've gone through like my parents, and I've seen, and I continue to see, and I'm like, this is not getting to me. Like it's not happening to me. So we just need to be aware. Like awareness is key. Like the Bible says it very clearly, we perish due to lack of knowledge. So do your homework, read the Bible, and just listen to the word of God. It's honestly that simple. So we are Paul, and Paul chapter 23 verse 12. Huh? See the third person was Paul. Si tumeongea kuhusu? Hmm? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Acts chapter 23, verse 12, it says, when it was day, the Jews made a plot and bound themselves by an oath, neither to eat nor drink till they had killed Paul. So this were 40 men. Imagine they were more than 40. Okay, verse 13 says there were more than 40 who made this conspiracy. So imagine 40 men taking an oath that they will not drink or kill, and or they will not eat or drink until they have it killed. So that's how life is spiritual. So we need not to take life very lightly. So we're going to move on to maybe the last person here. Uh, we can talk about David and how Saul tried to kill him multiple times, like we've seen it very much in the Bible. If you're not aware, you can go read First Psalm chapter 18, verse 28, and First Psalm chapter 19, verse 2. The stories are very clear there. So I want to talk about Moses. And the story of Moses and Elijah is sort of the same. So if we read from Exodus chapter 2, verse 14, yeah, if we read from Exodus chapter 2, verse 14, we see that after those guys, so there were people were fighting, and Moses came and he said to the man, we're reading from verse 13, Exodus 2, verse 13, and he said to the man in the rock, why do you strike your companion? Verse 14, he says, who made you, like he answered, who made you a prince and a judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? Then Moses was afraid. Like I said before, like Satan will use fear. Like fear has been used in these people to just make them afraid and leave whatever that God had placed in them. So that we see after Moses fled, like it took 40 years for him to return back and complete his assignment. Like from that, we see that Moses was assigned to um, take the Israelites out of Egypt. Him being batched during that time where children are being killed and him being raised by Pharaoh's daughter, like it was very clear from his birth that this was going to be someone that God was going to use to take the Israelites out of Egypt. But Sasa, because Moses knew this was his assignment, like Satan tried to manipulate him or to just bring fear into him so that he can fly, he can go away from his purpose. So I want us to look at the areas where we have played away from our purposes and just take a look, So and I hope this episode becomes an eye opener to our assignments on this earth, because we are not here just because God met us here, but we are here so that we can accomplish something for God's kingdom. So that is it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you, Sylac Media, for teaming up with me on this one. Their contacts will be down below, so make sure to check them out. Thank you, guys. Bye.